Now let's look at the third class of the Play Type C CTP. Remember, unlike the first two classes, you now have 40 minutes for this portion, which means that you have the whole class block dedicated to CTP with no textbook lessons. Before we start recording our media artwork, we have a checklist that we should go over. If you are unprepared or if you forget something, your CTP class could get out of control very quickly, so it's best to make sure that you are ready. So first of all, you have to make sure that your camera, your sound, and your recording software is working properly. If you're using a chroma key function to record, you have to make sure that you download a background picture ahead of time. You also want to make sure that your props are ready to go as well. For activities, you must have a plan for what the students will be doing when they're not recording. So students will come up group by group and then they'll start recording. And when they're not recording, you want to prepare some maybe extra worksheets they can work on. Maybe you can give them some homework they need to catch up on, or perhaps you can give them some fun activities that they can do quietly while others record their plays. Finally, you want to make sure that you download your teacher's guide and review today's acting skills because you'll need to teach that in a second. Once you start the class, have your students take out their CTP books. Go to the script page on your Smart Class and then have a look at your teacher's guide. So I'm going to show you the teacher's guide that I downloaded earlier from FTP. And here you can teach your students some acting skills. So if you look at this week's acting skill, the teacher's guide calls for eye contact. So let's go back to April Gate. And we can instruct our students to look at each other when they're acting so that it looks natural. So for example, Amy is talking to Tom, so Amy should look at Tom as she speaks. Same thing here. Mom is talking to Tom, so she should be making eye contacts with Tom as she says her line. We can also teach them that when they're saying something important, we should be looking at the camera. So for example, everyone is excited to know Tom's favorite fruit, so everyone should look at the camera as they say, "We all like grapes." So you want to teach them these acting skills and have them practice one last time as a group. You should tell your students to check and make sure that they're ready to record their plays, which means that they should have their lines memorized, know how to incorporate the acting skills they just learned, and make sure that they have their props prepared. One thing to note here is that please check the props students brought from their homes and make sure that they're not dangerous in any way. You also need to prepare other props that they made in class 2. All this prep work should take maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. Once they are ready to record, each group takes turns performing the plays. You want to get the first group of students up to the stage, they act out the play, and you record it. While this is happening, you may be wondering what the other students are doing, and that is a great concern. There are two things they should be doing. You can instruct them to watch the other groups perform as long as they can keep quiet. The students can learn some acting skills by watching one another perform. However, for many students, especially at this young age, watching and learning quietly can be a pretty big challenge. That's why you want to keep them occupied by giving them some worksheets and activities you prepared ahead of time. After each performance, provide some feedback and make sure that they're positive. Some students can be very shy and they can become reluctant to participate in the future if you're being too objective. Try to just encourage them as much as possible and praise them on what they did well instead of focusing on their mistakes. If you have a couple minutes left after you finish recording everyone's plays, then you could watch their media artwork together. This is optional, but generally speaking, kids enjoy watching themselves on TV. And of course, don't forget to upload the movies using the April Gate program. So let's go back. to the home page, and we have this button right here under management that says upload. If you click on this button, you'll be able to upload the video and the media artwork you made earlier. And that is it for the play type C to CTP.